Hi, everybody. I'm Patrick, and I'm here to present this proposal called Simple Application Framework, where the idea is to speed up development and increase the adoption by having a user-friendly, modular, and open source framework to generate applications. I'm part of a team that proposed and got funded for Cardano After Dark, a card game on Cardano, a poker card game, and you will get more references at the end. But shortly said, we are going to build incremental application in multiple steps up to get to a web DApp. And we started with a very simple question on Stack Exchange. Is there a simple quick start for Cardano? Well, there isn't. From there, it comes the problem that we thought about, and is how can we increase the adoption and the market penetration? Because more people can create quickly an application, more people can join the ecosystem. Like I said at the beginning, we would like to build a modular and extensible framework for bootstrapping and creating these simple Cardano applications. The idea of increasing adoption and the market penetration and having a simple way to get started, to have an application that is built and can run, aligns with the open source development ecosystem key points, which is our parent challenge. So we end up increasing the number of projects if there are more people using such a tool, to improve the development ecosystem, more developers, more people that can help with that. We're going to develop a community framework, which is one, I think, important point of the open source development ecosystem challenge, and also to standardize best practices. But I'll go more into detail in the next slides. Possible solution to our problem, we thought, is what if we use a framework to generate prototypes? And we look at the market, and there are quite a number of examples: NPM Generate, Yeoman, Bower in the JavaScript world, or Spring Initializer, or JHipster for the Java world. And basically, these are frameworks that either through a web interface or a command line interface, with a few questions, they generate an application for you. It can be a full stack application, a normal application, command line, whatever. The benefit we observed were provided by these tools to the related ecosystem was to increase the adoption and the understanding of what this ecosystem can do, lower the application time to market. So you build your prototype with a couple of comments, then you can start hacking this application. And then you modularize the architecture, because to have such a framework, you need to have modules that can be integrated somehow together. And also it's about streamlining the best practices, because we want the experts, they contribute or improve what we generate. So an example of what the simple application framework should generate, say you start from this application or command line, you start with this application, you could choose in our ecosystem to generate a command line app in which you have, I don't know, two clients that are exchanging. You can generate an application where two clients are exchanging a small amount of money through, and they are connected to a Cardano node, which is not super simple. You have to write the two command line and use Cardano clients, you use Cardano CLI. Or you might want to, I don't know, let's say you have your Daedalus working on your local machine, you want to set up a server, have a web app connected locally to this server, and interact with your Daedalus node with a friend of yours, which is on a different city. Then you might want to create a local decentralized application. Or maybe you want to have a simple prototype of, I don't know, integrating a web app with NAMI, for instance. Or you might want to have additional models. You want to generate an application that does token generation. Want to create an application that allows you to access network, mint NFTs, or simply build NFTs. There is a lot of stuff going on. We think that the benefit of such a framework would be to have an hello world for everyone, which is very democratic, I would say, and will increase our popularity as an ecosystem. We will have something that is open source and that we can dog food. The point is we write it and we use it and intend to be good on the long run. And also what happens is there will be more integrations and it will increase standardization. And here the experts should be incentivized because the expert people, they should write such models. It should help to establish a sustainable ecosystem, which is, I think, a fundamental key point of the open source development ecosystem, where commercial companies should share their efforts on open standards, but keep their core business private. So you go with collective shared efforts only on what is should be standardized, what should be common for everybody. The community can contribute and we can grow experts who can sell their services. Say you built the model for creating NFT, you probably also want to do consulting well paid to other companies. So I think it's an anti-fragile system. It's future-proof. Everybody is going to care of their own business, but people are going to work together because it's going to be documented based on public interfaces and so on. Our proposed timeline is first 2 months. We basically have to build the CLI of our application. We are going to build the CLI version and the web app version. And then we start building a bootstrapping framework with different options. Say which type of CLI application you want, which type of web app you want a web app, you want a local web app, whatever. And then you start with the initial generation of Cardano apps. The outcome of the generator should build, be deployable, and run. And then in July, August, we should start adding models, say simple other transfers, so generate application that can do simple other transfers, that can perform blockchain queries, maybe using integration with Dandelion, Blockfrost, other API. And then September, October, we add more functionalities like generate application that can do viewing NFTs or minting or generating tokens. And the framework should be ready by October. Then will be time, if all of this works, it will be time to go for another proposal and ask a little bit more, or maybe we are ready to go on the market. For the auditability, well, we should be ready for October. The people should be using the framework, but otherwise it's not something good. We must have a community of users. And we must have channels. Typically, I know, Reddit or Discord. Discord maybe is confusing, but Reddit is good, whatever, we'll see. Then we should be able to measure the adoption. Maybe, I don't know, but we will find a way to see how many downloads, etc. And then we must have more contributors creating models, I mean, external from the project. This is on the team, on the communication team. For us, the success means that many projects are using the framework to bootstrap their new projects. And they can provide us feedback. And they can say, both through social media, this is good, or through new feature requests or bug requests, this can be improved, this doesn't work. The project must be improved by the community, not should. But yeah, that's our idea. Like I said at the beginning, it's important to grow an ecosystem of expert people. We want to be more expert. We need to build more Cardano application and be better at understanding what is best practice, what is not. And we need a way also to share the way we develop. An elegant generator may be a good way. The final point is the battle between commercial and open source. But again, if you can simply identify what everybody needs and what is your core business, then for a commercial company, it's easy to keep safe their core business. These are the references. I think I already sent you the link to this presentation. We asked for 80K, where 50K are for research and development, which is around 1,000 hours or 125 man days. counted at $50 an hour. It's not expensive. Where we have probably 20% is tech learning and workshop, 40% is development of different application prototypes, so the targets that have to be generated. 30% will be writing the framework that generates different application, and documentation is definitely, probably just 10%. So that's more or less what we need to go, and this is the team, but the same team behind Cardano After Dark, and also we have the same Discord. That was it.
Okay, so cool. Nice presentation. Thank you. And looks like we are building I think it will be super huge help for people who are, starting from scratch. It will definitely help them to do the work faster. And of course, also if you use already some kind of, some kind of projects like Blockfrost, whatever, including in your code, and so it will really help to boost the productivity for some people. And I checked your proposal, so it's quite detailed. So if anyone has some kind of questions, let's shoot. We have some 30 seconds. I see Nin have a question.
Yeah, awesome proposal, Patrick. Great team as well. Very strong team. All are, I think, like Laura said, just like React and Node is for JavaScript, SAF can become that for Haskell and Plutus. One thing is, do you see this opening more doors for more junior developers and new contributors to start coding and becoming more effective?
Absolutely.
On Haskell and Plutus?
Absolutely. Think about it. I'm an expert developer, and before I'm able to start writing a Plutus application, I need to follow a very deep course or to go with the Plutus-based learning. What if I can generate an application and start tinkering with it? That's the hello world effect. You have it, you can start changing. Of course, the hello world won't do nothing for you. But if you have motivated people and you can generate an application that, a very simple application that says how much money you want to send and which is the address, then you give these people the word. And maybe at the beginning can be just a Cardano CLI sending just money through the Cardano CLI comments. But maybe it's not easy for somebody to write Haskell application. Why Haskell? Maybe you want to write it in Rust.
Yeah.
And that was